And we are live. Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream of Measure School. I'm Julian, and you might know me from the previous videos that you watched on this channel. Now, we have a few people in the chat. I'd love for you to say hi so we can see you and know that you're here. So Jazz is already in there, and we also had one question already that we will answer in a second here as well. Yeah, I'd love for you to have some interactions in the chat. We will also have a little giveaway today, so it pays out if you stay till the end, but also if you let us know what is going on. So people are watching us here on multiple platforms. We obviously have YouTube, but also LinkedIn. So Sagdas is here on LinkedIn already. That's great. And Francisco is also here to say hello. So apparently people can hear me and everything is coming through fine. So what is going on today? Well, we have a little bit of a product demo today from Anyword. And for that, I have invited a little guest. So I'm not a big guest. So I'm not alone. And I want to introduce him right now. It is, let me see if I can make this work from a technique perspective here. Daniel from Anyword. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Julian, thanks for coming.
Let me see if I can put in our participant's name here. So Dan is joining us. He's the VP of Sales, or what is it? VP of Sales at Anyword, a company based. Well, you guys are. Say again.
Company's based in New York.
Yeah, New York and Tel Aviv, right? You're joining us from Tel Aviv right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So
okay.
Our R&D company.
Right. Cool. So yeah, let's get started a little bit. What is Anyword all about? People are probably interested in why we are doing this live stream, and yeah, what you kind of do as a company.
Yeah. Question. First of all, just so you know, other people are getting. I am getting a bit of reflection on the sound.
Yeah. Hold on. That might be because of my audio setup here. So we have some problems with the audio. So I'm going to let me see. Okay. Is it better now?
Let's find out. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. I can hear you and you can hear me. I hope we can still do this. Okay. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Anyword and what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Anyword is really a tool focused on helping companies grow their business by providing them with the ability to create significantly more copy, but not just copy for your ad platforms or long form copy like blogs, but really focusing on the unique and specific needs of businesses and what it takes to grow your business and take it to the next level. So we have a lot of focus on how to craft copy that drives engagement, that makes people want to use your product. There are a lot of features built into our platform that even go a step beyond that. So automated A/B testing platforms that allow you to optimize content on your website or landing pages to drive higher conversion rates. So in short, Anyword is really an AI-driven copywriting tool that allows you to create copy that drives engagement, drives conversions, and helps you grow your business. And the amazing part about it is, with almost no effort, very little input on the user side, you're able to get incredibly powerful copy that is literally indistinguishable from human writing.
Cool. All right. Let me just look up here in the chat. People are already going crazy all over the place, joining us from all over the place. So it's really great to see Phil here as well. Julia needs to mute. Yes, we found that out. Alex is here as well. Raphael, awesome. Melina is here as well, and pretty good view, which is always good. Good.
I've got a pretty good view too, but I just realized the sun's setting in my background, so hopefully we're going to be able to see me for the whole time. But yeah, I appreciate your audience joining.
It looks pretty good.
It is pretty good, and I'll let everyone know as well that we're going to be answering a lot of questions today, and whoever's got the best question, we're going to get you hooked up with a free month subscription to Anyword Starter. So that is a $240 value right there.
All right.
One of your subscribers is going to get a free deal.
So you guys need to ask good questions, otherwise you leave me hanging here. And we are giving this this prize out to anybody who stays on, and then also gives out the best question. That I guess it's up to Dan who wants to. We'll see.
Everybody's got great questions. So.
All right. Well, we want to see the software, I guess. You had some big words there, and the question is always like, okay, can this tool actually deliver? So what we want to do right now is a little bit of a demo. I know the tool is probably bigger than what we could cover here in just a few minutes, but we want to show it off in order to evaluate for anybody who's out there if this is something for them and which they can use in their work. I know a lot of marketers out there watching this right now, so maybe we can focus this around this kind of use case, but then also, I mean, copy is something that we all need, right? From the websites that we are marketing to the actual ads that we put out. And then, beyond that, we have social media and so on. So there's a lot of use cases, I guess, for this tool, and I'd love to see it in action. So maybe then you can share your screen and we can dive in.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. Let me go ahead. Yep, get the screen sharing going. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Yep, I see it now.
Awesome. So this is sort of your project page of the platform. So every single time you come into the system, this is kind of what you're going to be looking at. And from here, you can get all of your existing projects that you've done before in the past. You can see I have a very creative naming process here. Just name everything test. I don't recommend that. But in here, you're going to have a lot of different formats or a lot of different ways that you can craft your copy. So we have an ad copywriter. We have a blog writer. We have landing page. Now, landing page is actually where a tool of ours called Continuous Optimization lives. So it's a pretty awesome tool. Maybe we'll take a look at it if we have time. Our social post writer, product description writer, email subject line writer, and SMS text messages. I think kind of a really great place to start would be to take a look at the ad writing platform. So we've got a lot of different platforms in here for your different ad content. So LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google. Why don't we just stick to Facebook for now, just for the purpose of the demo? I think you already have an idea of my creative naming structure, so I'm just going to go with test. We're going to grab a website, so I'm just going to grab this as an example. Yoga. I don't know if any of you guys out there do yoga, but if you do, check these guys out. I'm going to call this Healthy Living. And now I can write a product description, but why would you bother writing a product description if we spent all this time creating a platform that can read and write? So the system is now reading the website that I've given it, and it's created a brief for us. So I basically have to do nothing. So now I'm greeted with my project screen. So here I have my different writing styles. So there's a lot of different ways that we can say things. So I've got default, and I'm just going to click that so we can get some text going. And you can see really, really quickly, I've got a lot of pretty awesome ad content here that's just popped up. Now, beyond this as well, we can do list formatting. We can do pain, agitate, solutions. That's like a problem solution format, attention, interest, desire, action framework, playful, confident, fifth grader for smart kids like me, hard sell, and conversational. And you can see this is your kind of bullet pointed format right here. And this is a great format for Instagram, for example. That usually goes really well. Now, the UI here and the flow is really, really easy. We want you to be able to come into the platform and just do everything there and not have to think about it too much. So you're going to be able to do all your edits here in line. You can save the ones that you like best. Julian, I don't know if you remember floppy disks, but that's what you're doing for the save button right there. And it'll save
Absolutely.
Up here. And I can even export this to CSV. So if I need to share it with maybe a client of mine or whomever it might be, I can do that really easily just by exporting CSV, send them the CSV. I don't have to worry about giving anyone access to my platform or even letting people know that I'm using Anyword necessarily. If I like something, but I want to get more variations on that theme, I can click more like this. And the system will actually come with 3 different variations on that same text by changing some of the words around. So great way to kind of say the same thing in different ways. So you can see it's changed some of the words here. Now, beyond that, you've probably noticed by now we have this number running along the side. Now, this number might look pretty straightforward, but it's actually an enormously complex algorithm that's doing it. And what it is it's a predictive performance score, and it's one of those real business focused features. You're dealing with tons of copyright here, and it's difficult to know what's going to do best. And Julian, I know with Measure School, you guys are always focused on what does it take to convert, what does it take to grow my business, and you're always looking at the data and the metrics and trying to figure out how can I do more, do better. And we're doing the same thing too. We've got that same philosophy built in to our platform and the way we work, especially on our Anyword for Business tier. So this feature is leveraging an over 2 billion conversion and engagement data metric set in order to tell you with a 76% accuracy the potential of any given ad copy to drive engagement even before you put it out in the real world. So it's almost like pre-A/B testing and helps you make better decisions about what copy you should run with. If you mouse over it, it'll even tell you what age range and gender it's most likely to be effective for. So really, really powerful tool to help you to make those decisions and help you to make those decisions better. Julian, you have any questions so far?
No, it's I think it's really interesting already. You're putting out the numbers there. What actually goes into the algorithm, you already described it. And I find it interesting that you also have many different styles of writing that you can choose from, right? So if it's not quite fitting to what you are liking to do, then you can choose a different writing style. And also, yeah, as you said, the output can be quite different, and you can always like iterate on that. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's lots of different ways that you can say things. This is an example of that pain agitate solution format. So now it's talking about like, hey, here's the problem and here's the solution being your product. But when you talk about those different writing styles, I think you touched on something really interesting, Julian, which is that we already have these writing styles in here, but your business probably already has its own voice or its own way of engaging with its user base, and that's really important. If you see an ad from from Apple, it's an ad from Apple. If you see an ad from McDonald's, it's McDonald's, because they have a certain way of talking and engaging, and that's important to a business, and we know that. So on Anyword for Business, another feature you're going to be getting is our custom writing styles, which is essentially your ability to teach the system your own brand voice. So by clicking on plus custom, you can give the system examples of what your brand voice sounds like and have it produce copy that sounds just like you. So we've created a whole bunch of these examples here. One of them is kind of like a clickbaity example. So short text, kind of cutesy, emojis. And you'll see that if I use this now, all my text is going to be short, cutesy. It's going to have emojis in it. All right, let's get physical. And so that's another way that we're kind of stepping up, taking it a step further, and allowing you to even shape the text yourself and have sort of consistency in your brand voice. And you also have rewrite existing. So you can take, maybe your best performing Facebook or PPC ads or whatever it might be. And between the two of us, you've probably been running those for a little bit too long, right? So they're starting to dry up a little bit. Well, you can take your best performers, stick it in our system right here, and then have the system come up with more variations using that same text. So you can take your best performers and get a lot more life out of them by using that as sort of your building point for a lot more copy. That makes sense?
Absolutely. And maybe just to go for a question here from Thomas asking, how is it copy generated? Is it on the fly or is it based on scraped content? So do you have like a part of the content that it just puts together, or does it really generate it on the fly for you?
That's a brilliant question, Thomas. So first of all, it's 100% original. In fact, I can click this generate button over and over and over again, and I'm going to keep getting original content. The technology is actually really cool because it's not leveraging anything that currently exists in the world. It's much more like a natural process. In a really simple way of putting it, it's sort of playing a game of guess the next word. So it kind of has like a contextual idea of what it wants to talk about based on what it's been provided when it read over your website or product page or whatever it was. And then it's going to say, well, I'm going to start with the word like I, right? Maybe that's the first word it starts with. And then it says, what would be the reasonable next word that would come and follow this? And so, I have. Okay, well, if I have. And it's going to guess the next word and then always read what it's done before and guess the next word. It's kind of how it works. So it's basically building sentences off of existing context. And so it's actually writing these on the fly, completely original. And it's really exciting because you can even have, two similar products and come up with completely different copy every single time. So yes, 100% original. And that's going to be really valuable when we take a look at the blog writer, because that's when sort of that originality becomes so critical, and it's brilliant.
And we have one more question that we can tackle right away. Is Mark Becker asked, if I know my customer very well, can I specify the gender and the age of the copy?
Great question. So first of all, you notice that when we were mousing over here over the predicted performance score, we are predicting gender and age range, but we can go a step further than that. If I go to rewrite existing, in the business tier, we have demographic filter. So if I click on that, I can choose, my gender as well as my age range. So you can help shape the text to get it going in that direction. Absolutely.
Cool. All right. Let's go on with the demo.
Awesome. So why don't we take a quick look at the blog post writer. Now, Julian, I know you and I we were talking about this before the show. We're both music fans. We both play guitar and other instruments. So we can really choose any topic for this blog post. But because you and I are both music guys, I'll just go with something about music. So let's just say like how guitar has changed pop music in the last 10 years. Something like that, right? And we'll call this like maybe entertainment. And I can add in keywords here as well. So if you need any keywords for your SEO, you can throw them in here. Now, I've given it this description, but that's not my title. So I can write my own title, or I can have the system write it for me. So it's come up with a lot of different suggestions. I can generate more of these if I want. I actually like that one, but let's go with this one, actually. I'm going to go next. Okay, now it's going to provide an outline for me. Again, let me generate that again. It's going to provide an outline for me. And all right, let's try a different title. Maybe that was too specific. We'll go with this one. So it's going to write up an outline, and then I can add a section, or I'm going to have this happen right now, right? Because we're on a live show. All right. There we go. All right. So I can generate again. I can change these if I want to. I can add a section or delete a section if I want to as well. We'll go next. Now I need an intro paragraph. So again, I can write my own, but we're not going to do that today because that's what the system's here to do for us, right? So it's come up with a bunch of different potential first paragraphs. I can also generate more of these if I want, but I'm actually going to take this one right here because I think it's pretty on point, and we'll keep the ball rolling. Now I can then fill out each of these sections simply by choosing how long I want my text to be. I can choose long or short or medium. And I can also write multiple paragraphs per section by simply clicking continue, right? And so I can fill out all of these sections. And you can see it's doing research here. It's pulling in relevant names, Eric Clapton, John Mayer, Ed Sheeran, and the like. So we're getting dates, we're getting names. It's doing a lot of the work for us. And one of the things that I'll say about the blog writer is that I would really look at this as what I generally call a 90% tool. And what I mean by that is if you consider that your average blog takes, 6 to 7 hours to write, when you consider coming up with a theme, storyboarding it, doing the research, first draft, review, second draft, edit, final product. This is taking the whole process and doing most of it for you. So you're really looking at a 30 to 40-minute editing job, and that's what your blogs look like. So that was almost 400 words, and we did it in 1.5 minutes. And again, I can go in here and I can continue. I can write multiple paragraphs per section, but I think you can see pretty on point, right? It's naming artists. It's talking about relevant points here. It's talking about guitar models and when they were created. So really, really cool, really powerful, and an incredible way for you to be able to produce a lot more content for your products, for your websites, or whatever it might be. Does that make sense?
Yep. All good. That's awesome.
So I think the final thing I'll show you for right now, and I'll do this real briefly because there's a lot of stuff we can talk about it, is our continuous optimization for landing pages and websites. Now I'm going to use our friend Glow again, so they're getting plugged a lot today. We'll leave it as Healthy Living. And we're going to talk about what this is and what it can do for you. So the first thing I'm going to preface is this is really a tool for pages that have direct calls to action. So it's not going to be a tool that's going to work for content pages, but service, like a service business or e-commerce or anything like that, that is a direct call to action, this is going to be a really powerful tool. So what is continuous optimization? Continuous optimization is essentially the equivalent of having someone on your team whose sole job it is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to continually optimize the content on your page to drive higher conversions. So again, conversion focused. What it's going to allow you to do is continually ABC test that content for those conversions. So I can take, for example, what it's done is it's looked over our website and it's sucked in what we call assets, which are essentially different copy elements on the page, and we can grab as many of those as we want. Now I can take any one of these and I can generate more variations on the same text, and I can also add my own. So if I've got different ways of saying this in my own head, I can do that as well. So I can grab something like this, I can edit if I want to, I can save it. We can come up with multiple different variations. Generally, we recommend about 3 to 5 per ad copy section. And what this phase really represents is a permissions phase. Once live, the system will be able to show the copy, we'll be able to change the copy on your page in real time. So people are going to land on your website and they're going to see different copy. Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Awesome. So we have 4 different copy variations here now, right? And the system can now show any of these. So someone's going to hit your page, they can see any one of these variations. Now, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to set this up for your entire page. And it's as easy as just dropping a JavaScript tag in the header of your site. You're connected. From there, the system will be able to automatically and in real time change the content on your page and test for conversions. On average, we're seeing a 20 to 30% increase in conversion rates. On our website alone, we saw a 27% increase, so that should give you a bit of an idea of what you can expect. Setup is super simple, and you're going to be able to see all of your optimization scoring in here. So you can have all your percentage of your conversion rate of the optimized page versus the baseline page. You're also going to have graphs for both of those, so you can see progress over time. But again, it's fully automated, and it's an incredible tool for any kind of business that's, e-commerce or service or something with a specific call to action.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. So it is kind of, in a sense, an A/B testing tool built into the copy tool. It specifically, though, tests the copy, right? It doesn't do any other elements or so. Okay.
Yeah, it's specifically testing the copy on your site. So it's going to show these different copy variations, and it's taking a holistic view of the entire site, looking to see what drives the highest conversion rate. And you'd be surprised how certain changes can actually drive a significant increase in conversions, especially when in combination with all the other copy elements on the page.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Dan, for this great explanation. Also, the demo here. I just want to remind people, if we are going to in the Q&A right now, and you can still win a annual startup plan of Anyword worth $240 if you just ask a question that is that impresses us. So we will pick somebody at the end here to win this plan. So go ahead and ask the questions. We already had some great questions. The main question that comes over and over again is, what about other languages? Are other languages supported right now, or what is going on?
So that's a great question. Right now, the system only supports English, but we actually do have other languages in our roadmap. I think we should be releasing 2 more languages. Don't ask me which ones. It's going to be like, I don't remember if it's French or German or Spanish. One of those languages, or 2 of those languages will be coming in the next couple months for sure. Cool. So it's on the roadmap. We know people want it, and we're doing it.
Yeah, yeah. And then I guess from my technical curiosity, I'd love to know a little bit more about like what data you are actually pulling in. Is it something that is like gone out on the internet and scraped a bunch of websites? I mean, Google kind of learns through that as well. And then you have a little bit of human input as well if you write emails and so on. I mean, I'm talking about Google right here. They have like a very broad data set. Where are you getting this data from, and how are you you're processing it then in a machine learning algorithm, or how can I imagine that?
Yeah, Julian, I think you need to get a job with us because you hit the nail on the head.
Oh, God.
I think you got to answer your own question right there.
Okay. And I guess the other question I have, how much can you now influence it? I mean, with AI or these machine learning algorithms, I'm always careful because obviously it can be quite good and you get good results through it, but at the same time you don't control everything anymore. Like if you build your campaign on Google before yourself, and now the computer's taking care of everything for you, how can you get repeatable results, right? So you already showed us you can define the age, you can define the kind of gender and so on. How much can I actually put into the system myself? How much can I do manually? Can I write a text and then let Anyword take over from there, or how does it actually work?
Yeah, so there's a couple parts of the question you just asked. First of all, I mean, you maintain full control over everything. I think the way of looking at the system is more like this is like the ultimate helper. This is like the ultimate, copywriting, content optimization tool and helper. So you make all the edits yourself. You can go in there, you can change everything. I mean, I think I showed you in the workflow there, you can edit things, you can change things. That predictive performance score is also updated live. So any changes you're making, you're going to see that, how that reflects on the scoring as well. You can influence the system enormously. You can provide as much information as you want. Now, I just grabbed a URL there and put it in the system and had it do the work for me because I really wanted to show your audience how little you need to do to get so much. But you can write your own product description in there if you want. You can edit as much as you want. So you really do maintain full controls to everything.
Interesting. Okay, let's go over to some questions here. Let me just read them before I put them up on screen. Okay, are there any, I mean, you already talked about the differences between here, or that you will launch different languages. Are there any collaborations between the AI translation tools that are out there already? I guess people are thinking about something similar to Google Translate or so, that you can transfer that over.
So we are not using any kind of translation tools at this time. We really care about maintaining a very high standard in quality. We also have a massive dev team, so we've got the manpower to get it done. So rather than worrying about, let's collaborate with some third-party translation tool and sort of lose control over the quality of our product because it's kind of going into someone else's hands for that, we'd rather build that in-house. So we are currently working on supporting other languages. We have several in the roadmap, as I said. I suppose you could take something you write in English, you could pop it into a, translator. But we want to make sure that when we build something, it's polished and it's high quality and it's going to be amazing and do what it's supposed to do. And our product so far really reflects that kind of mentality and that business culture. And so we're super excited to bring more languages to the platform. And we're just going to make sure that we do it to the standard that people expect of Anyword.
All right. Then we had a question from Millie here. I noticed you integrate directly with users' Google Ads account. How does that work? Like, what kind of ways can you, I guess, upload copy, or how can you influence the ad account then and make users' life easier?
Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question, Millie. So first of all, when it comes to integration with Google, that's actually something you usually find under enterprise tier. So that there's the three tiers: starter, business, and enterprise. So far we've mostly spoken about business. Starter does several of the things that business does, but it loses a lot of those more sort of conversion specific focused features. And enterprise is like a whole other world. I mean, it's enterprise solutions, much larger. We can do custom build outs, API. And when it comes to integration with Google accounts, one of the things that we'll be doing in that, just as an example of what those integrations look like, is that when we're doing that predictive performance score, as opposed to using our data set, we can use yours. So we can take your historical data set and provide you with predictions that are dead on to your audience and your history. So that's one of the ways that those ad accounts are going to be used there. I will let you know on Anyword for Business, one of the things rolling out on our roadmap soon is Facebook integrations, or at least step one of a three-part roadmap that we have for Facebook integrations. And step one is that we're going to be able to connect to your Facebook account, suck in all your historical ads and performance metrics into the system, and you're going to be able to improve upon them and get a lot more ad copy off of your historical best performing campaigns, and then see how those perform and get those performance metrics all in the system. So that should be launching in the next couple of months.
Yeah, awesome. That would be cool, because especially if you take over an ad account from somebody else, you could build on the
Right.
work that the ad team has already done, or maybe
You got it.
the old agency has done, and can surprise your customer with some new cool ads that are unique. How would you describe, let me see, where was the question? Yeah, what makes up making it this generated content different than everyone else's content? I mean, this is a kind of subjective question. What makes it actually different? Yeah. How would you answer that? What is unique about it in the end?
First of all, Dan, that's a fantastic question. And I get it all the time. So I would say this to you. If you were to work with 10 different people, 10 different copywriters, and you would give them all the same prompt, what would be the chances that they all write the same thing? Right? So if I'm understanding your question right, and if I'm understanding it wrong, correct me. But it sounds like you're saying, if I'm promoting, a product, and everyone else is also using the same tool and promoting a similar product, what are the chances we're going to have doubles, or people are going to write the same thing I write? And the answer is the same. Like if you work with 10 different copywriters and your competitors work with 10 different copywriters, what are the chances that you all get the same kind of copy? Actually, with our platform, it's probably significantly less. Everything is 100% original. So when every single time you're stepping in the platform, every single time you're leveraging it, you can be really confident that you're getting copy that is yours and yours alone. And other folks aren't going to be seeing the same thing. So I hope I got your question right, and I hope I provided you with the right answer.
Yeah, we had a similar one as well. I mean, how do you differentiate? How do you make sure that my ads will be similar to the competitors, right? And will I, especially for SEO purposes, you don't want to be completely the same. So in the end, you guys kind of provide a built-in mechanism to also make sure that it's not duplicated content in any way, right?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, so there's two answers to this question, two parts to it, all right? So part one is about the originality of the content, and part two is about the originality of your brand or your brand voice. So first of all, let me start with part two, which is how won't you sound like your competitors? Well, first of all, you can use the custom style for that. You can create your own brand voice in Anyword for Business and have it imitate your brand voice. So you can already sound different than your competitors, because you should already sound different than your competitors. If you're a business who's doing a good job, you should sound different than your competitors. And our system is able to learn how you speak with our custom writing styles that you can create. So as long as you have your own brand voice already, show the system what that looks like, and you're going to write copy. We're going to write copy that sounds just like you. So that's how we take care of that issue.
Mm-hmm.
And then in terms of won't they be writing similar content? Again, kind of what we're talking about before. You can throw up this idea. If I've got a room full of 1 million people and I give all of them the same writing prompt, what are the chances that 2 of those people write the exact same paragraph, right? I mean, almost none.
Yeah.
And the same thing is here. It's a similar situation. Theoretically speaking, there's some minute potential chance that you get the same thing twice, right? You could have 1 million people write off the same prompt and somehow 2 of them write the exact same paragraph. It could happen, but your chances are pretty slim.
Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. Then we have one question here of, can I ask how ask what you say is the biggest difference or advantage of Anyword compared to the other AI tools, for instance, Jarvis, for example?
Yeah, Marco, that's a great question. Also one I get frequently. So first of all, there's a couple ways to look at that. Now, I routinely hear from people that the content our system crafts is better. Of all the companies in this field and doing this thing, we actually have the largest dev team, which is 30-something developers. We're doubling that team size very soon. So we really focus on product first. My marketing guy actually said it geniusly, because I kept hearing people saying, well, you guys consistently have better copy. How is that possible? My marketing guy said it best. He said, well, that's because we have 30 developers and 1 marketer, and they have 30 marketers and 1 developer. But if we put that aside for 1 second, right? Because of course I'm head of sales. Of course I'm going to tell you that, right? So let's forget about that for 1 second, and let's look at what we do and what these other competitors do. If you look at Anyword's starter, that's the tool that I would say competes with all these other companies that you just mentioned, right? So it's an incredible tool that focuses on solving the problem of copywriting, and it does a fabulous job. Everything it does, you can theoretically get in these other competitors. but it's going to provide you with better copy, and it's going to cost you less because we price it less. Because our main focus isn't Anyword Starter. Anyword Starter benefits from Anyword for Business. So everything all the algorithms we come up with Anyword for Business about crafting powerful copy, we sort of trickle that down into Starter. Anyword for Business steps out of this ballpark and goes into a whole new direction. So Anyword for Business says, well, we already solved copywriting. What else can we solve? So we start looking at the unique and specific needs of businesses and look to provide additional tools that leverage the technology, but allow you to do so much more. And we really only got a peek of that today. So what I would say is, if you want to talk about the competitors, Anyword Starter that's the one that will be competing with those companies, and it does what they do. It's going to do it better, and it's going to do it for less money. And Anyword for Business steps out of that, and really, when you're a business and you want to focus on what it takes to grow your business, grow your customer base, and and take your business to the next level, it really is only Anyword for Business. There's nobody else in that field who's doing that kind of thing, and there's no one in the field there who has the kind of dev power to do what we're doing or to have the kind of development roadmap that we have. And I see that the sun is like cutting into my head. But Marco, I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yeah, we are almost there. Soon it will be behind your head, and then it will be
Right.
like a shine, like Jesus shine around you.
Oh,
So
wow.
there will be
That'll be a dramatic end to the conversation.
people are looking forward to this, so we need to keep talking here. So okay, this sounds great. So just in terms of the differences, maybe again. So Anyword Starter, I saw on the landing page that the difference are mainly in terms of how many words you can generate, or is it really the feature set that you want to be remembering when you say, I want to get starter or I want to get business? I guess a lot of people would actually use it in a business sense rather than just building out their own little sites, right?
Yeah, that's a fabulous question. So again, Anyword Starter, you're going to get a lot out of it. It's actually an incredible product, and it's coming at a ridiculous price. So fabulous product. It's focusing specifically on copywriting. Let's just solve that problem. Now, yeah, you're right.
Oh.
You have one seat. There's word limitations. You can buy larger packages. You can find it all online. It's all on our page. Anyword for Business does everything that does. It also adds on top of it, it also adds on top of it 5 seats. So now you have multiple logins. It gives you unlimited words, so you can do as much content as you want. It's providing with a predictive performance score, which is that incredible feature that allows the system to predict with a 76% accuracy the potential of any given copy variation in front of it to drive engagement. It's providing you with the custom writing mode, which allows the system to learn your brand voice and sound just like you, write copy just like you, and help you distinguish yourself from the competition. It's also providing you with the continual optimization for your landing pages and websites, which is our automated ABC testing tool that's going to bring you a 20 to 30% lift in conversion rates for your landing pages and websites. And it's going to be bringing a lot of new features coming in, like our Facebook integrations and Shopify integrations and all sorts of stuff like that. That's in the roadmap and coming along in the next month or so. And you're also going to have your own customer success manager. So you're a business, and you don't need to be dealing with asking the same 30 questions and jumping through the same loops every single time with some bot, right? So you're going to have your own person who's going to know your business and be there to take care of you for anything that you need. So again, starter, business, that's what you're getting with business. Just a lot more attention and a lot more conversion and engagement focused features.
Right. So Thomas already says I need to get a trial and give this a test drive. You can go over to Anyword and sign up for a 7-day free trial. Right. Or you can put an intelligent question here and maybe win the plan.
We're giving starter. Yeah, we're giving a year's subscription to the starter out for the best question. And yeah, you can just go onto our website, anyword.com, and you can do a free trial right there for 7 days.
We have anyword.com. Check it out. And there's also a free trial available. So you can get started with your first, I guess, little blog post and see how it performs. And then you can go from there. So there's a little bit of a, Zach asked, can you guarantee the copy created by yourself will outperform my current ad copy? That's
all, Zach. I don't know if I can guarantee that, because you might as well be the greatest copywriter in the entire world. So without seeing your copy, I can't answer that question. Look, I know we've run tests in the past, and we've outperformed human copywriters on average by about 20%. Now, that being said, again, Zach, if you're the world's greatest copywriter, then I don't know if I can beat you. But I think for most people, you're going to find that the copy that we write is going to be incredibly powerful and really help you kind of move things. If I can guarantee it, again, Zach, that depends on how awesome of a copywriter you are.
And then we had one question from Carl. I mean, we kind of answered it a little bit if you rewind. Can you also train and rephrase text to suit, say, children or younger age groups?
Yeah, amazing question, Carl. Yes, absolutely. And you don't even really need to train it. When you do a rewrite of copy or text, there's something there called demographic filters in our business tier. And with demographic filters, it's just like you have a slider for your age range. You can also do gender. So if you want to target male, female, or everyone, you can do that all in there. Super easy.
Right. Here, this is probably also a good one. Ross Marketing asks, as a full-service web and online marketing agency, what would be the major benefits, for example, ad campaigns, writing text, etc.?
Yeah, Ross Marketing, fabulous question. We actually work with lots of agencies, And what are the advantages? Well, it depends on what your workflow looks like. I can tell you what advantages I've heard from agencies that might be similar to yours have told me. So some of the things you're going to be looking at is an enormous increase in speed. A lot of times agencies struggle with the issue of their client wants something. They send it to their copywriters who are oftentimes, freelance. Takes a couple days, you get the response back, you edit and tweak it, send it over to your client has to respond, and you get it back. It becomes this chain until you finally get the final edited product. Here you're getting your copy immediately. So your client says, this is what I want, or this is what you're doing for your client, however your process works. And you're just able to generate that copy instantaneously. So then you just edit it instantaneously. You get a CSV, you can put it out right here. Here are my best versions of the copy. You can send it over to your client. Your client can put their notes on, send it back to you. Your process speeds up so much. So if it's taking you time back and forth, we're getting rid of that. If you already have a good sized copywriting team, you don't need to look at this tool as looking to necessarily replace your team, but you can look at it as like, well, now my team can handle a lot more volume. So for example, if one copywriter can handle 10 clients, well, now they can handle 50, right? Because their process is just so sped up, so much easier. A lot of people will take our continuous optimization feature and offer it as a feature to their clients. So they'll say, we're a marketing agency where we can also, a lot of marketing agencies, for example, will create landing pages for their clients and run those landing pages and promote traffic to those pages and all that. So you can put continual optimization for your page on that landing page and increase your conversion rates. This is something that your clients are going to love. So there are a lot of different ways that you can leverage this, but in general, I would say you're seriously cutting down the amount of back and forth in time. You're dealing with a tool that's going to give each and every one of your team members a lot more, or the ability to handle a lot more volume, and also new features that you can provide to your clients.
All right, then I need to ask the question, I guess, from an ethics perspective. Are you replacing the human copywriter? And like, how do you see this? Like, if somebody now asks them this question, should I hire a copywriter on this platform, or should I get an Anyword account? What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And I'm not an ethics professor, so I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time answering it. I wouldn't necessarily say we're replacing a human. I suppose you can use the tool that way, and there are people who do. We're definitely increasing a human's ability to deal with large amounts of volume, speeding things up a lot. The amount of human you want involved in this is sort of optional. So yeah, it depends on your needs. A lot of people will have at least a few copywriters still involved. Some people I know, we had a new client something yesterday that pops into my mind. They're a sport and fitness company out of Virginia in the United States, and they're like a 2-person team, and they've got a bunch of teachers as well. But they're just using the system to do all their copywriting. So I guess there's different ways of using it. There's different ways of leveraging it. I think in terms of the future of copywriting in general, it's important to note that in the next 5 to 10 years, the vast majority of copywriting is going to be done, I think, by Anyword or similar tools. But that is definitely where things are going. And I think it's exciting, because I think it's an opportunity for small businesses to really have access to scale that they never had before. It's an opportunity for human professional copywriters to be able to handle volumes that they were never able to handle before. And so I think there's a lot of exciting things and beneficial things to copywriters that they have to look forward to, and ways that this tool can really be leveraged to help them do more.
Yeah,
And hopefully generate a lot more revenue for themselves too.
Yeah, that's what I heard from many fellow people who do copywriting. It can enhance your ability, but it's not quite there yet, or maybe will not ever be there to replace you as a sense of somebody who knows all the intricacies of when you really dig into somebody writing copy for a product or a specific ad or so. So it's really interesting. One other technical question that I came up with and that I wanted to ask, has this anything to do with GPT-3? That's this algorithm that came out of OpenAI and does a lot of text kind of analysis and AI machine learning kind of thing. So is this somehow connected to it, or is this completely independent proprietary technology that you guys developed?
No, that's a great question. So first of all, we leverage that as one of the many different models that we're using. So it is a model that we use. We use several others as well. We're also training some of our own. And one of the things that you need to tuck into your hat when it comes to GPT-3 or any of those human language models, what you get out of it depends on what you put on top of it. So we have a whole system built on top of that and several other models to produce really high quality copy. You can pretty simply put together a tool that will do some level of effective job. But if you want something that's really high quality, there's a lot built on top of it. So yes, we are leveraging GPT-3 as one of the models that we're using. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, interesting. That's what I thought when I first came across the tool as well. All right, there's some other questions in here, but I must say that they're kind of repetitive because we had a lot of content already. So if you rewind and maybe watch this video again, you will get these questions answered. One of the questions that comes over and over again is about the different languages. Anyword will add them at some point, and it will be ported to different other languages. And copywriters probably will not be replaced. And also we have they're using many different sources to feed their algorithm, mainly from the internet as well, and tested copy as well. Okay, great. Then this was great. Now to the highlight of this live stream. Let's give away a copy of Anyword. So again, for everybody who wants to just try it out, head over to anyword.com. We have, you guys have a free trial over there that you can just plug away and see how it actually works, and then see if you are, if this helps you out. You can also head over to anyword.com/business to see specific business use cases if you're, for example, an agency and want to try this out as well. So I don't know, Dan, do you see the chat on the right side there?
I do. I just pull it up.
Do you want to like scroll through and see? We had some really good questions over at the time. Just to reiterate about languages, we had some questions about differences in the feature sets and how it connects to Google Ads, for example, the A/B testing feature and so on. You want to just pick one?
Yeah, I was a big fan of I'm gonna try not to butcher your last name, so I apologize. But I was a big fan of Anna Fedolova's question.
Okay, let me just. Okay, so Anna had a question down here. Poop copywriters, but she also.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of.
Thank you for the answer.
Now, have you checked out how generated content will be similar to?
Yeah,
that's the one. You got it.
All right, Anna, you win a free copy or a annual copy of the starter plan of Anyword. Congratulations. We'll try to get in touch with you and see if we can, hopefully get in touch with you and let you know, guys, just the email address, right? You will take care of it from there, I guess.
Yeah,
you just need to email.
Yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do is, Anna, if you can get in touch with.
Anna has won, so congratulations.
If you can get in touch with Julian, and then Julian, you and I will kind of work it out. And
just write me an email at julian@measureschool.com and we'll get you figured out there. Perfect. Great, guys. This was fun. And thank you so much, Dan, for showing this tool to us. So where can people find out more about you guys? I mean, anyword.com is the the site that we already showed. Is there anything else that they should check out?
Well, I think anyword.com is definitely a great place to start. Give yourself go ahead and try out the 7-day free trial. That's actually going to get you 7 days of Anyword for Business, so you can get a look at that. And then be happy to set up follow-up calls with anyone who's interested in taking it a further look and having and exploring using the tool for themselves as well. And actually, Julian, I think you hit a perfect note, because the sun is exactly behind my head, just like you said at the end of the speech. So there's my little halo.
Yes, absolutely. Great point to wrap this up here. For everybody else, if you want to find out, now I cut myself out, go over to anyword.com and sign up for a free trial. Check it out. And thank you so much, Anyword, for doing this video with us, recording this video for us. I think people got a lot of value out of it, and I think it's a clear movement towards these AI tools that we see in many different industries, especially for marketers as well. So for everybody else, thank you for joining us today. If you are new here, then definitely subscribe to the channel down here, and also check out this video right